Gentlemen, let me share something that rarely gets discussed. Many men believe that once they pass 50, a stiff back, aching hips, weaker legs, poor balance, slower recovery, and fading energy are simply part of growing older. They assume these changes are unavoidable, but in many cases, that's not the full story. I'm Dr. Leah, a board-certified urologist with more than 15 years of experience, and throughout my career, I've worked with countless men who thought their bodies were permanently slowing down. Yet time and again, I've discovered the same pattern. The problem wasn't always their age, it was that their bodies had gradually stopped performing the movements they were designed to do every day. Modern life encourages us to sit for long periods. Our hips remain bent for hours, our glute muscles stop generating power, our core becomes less active, our legs do less meaningful work, and our hands rarely carry anything heavy enough to challenge them. Over time, the nervous system adapts to that inactive lifestyle. Muscles become weaker, joints become stiffer, posture changes, and everyday tasks begin feeling much harder than they once did. The encouraging news is that your body never completely forgets how to move well. It simply responds to the signals you give it. When you begin practicing the right movements again, your muscles, joints, balance system, and nervous system start working together more efficiently. Strength begins returning where it matters most. Today, I'm going to show you 5 foundational exercises that target the areas men over 50 commonly lose first: hip mobility, glute strength, spinal stability, single leg control, grip strength, posture, and full body coordination. You don't need an expensive gym membership or complicated equipment. You only need a few carefully chosen movements performed consistently. Those small daily efforts can help rebuild the foundation that supports strength, confidence, and independence for many years to come. Let's begin with the first exercise, and in my opinion, one of the most valuable movements for men over 50, the deep squat hold. At first glance, it may look like nothing more than sitting low to the ground, but it does far more than stretch your legs. It helps restore the natural mobility your body gradually loses after years of sitting. Stand with your feet a little wider than your shoulders and point your toes slightly outward. Slowly lower your hips as though you're sitting between your heels. Keep your chest lifted, your heels firmly on the floor, and allow your knees to move in the same direction as your toes. Don't worry about reaching the bottom immediately. Descend only as far as your body feels comfortable. If needed, hold on to a sturdy chair, countertop, or door frame for support. Once you've reached your deepest comfortable position, stay there and breathe slowly. Every relaxed breath encourages your hips, ankles, and pelvis to release tension while allowing the muscles around your lower body to work together again. This movement is important because your hips are designed to move through a wide range of motion. Unfortunately, long hours of sitting gradually shorten the muscles around them. As hip mobility decreases, your lower back often works harder to compensate. That can contribute to stiffness, poor posture, shorter walking strides, and greater difficulty bending or getting up from low positions. Start by holding the position for about 15 to 25 seconds. As your mobility improves, gradually increase the hold to 45 or even 60 seconds without forcing the movement. The goal isn't to sink lower as quickly as possible. The goal is to let your body regain confidence, flexibility, and control naturally. For many men, this simple exercise becomes the first step toward moving comfortably again and rebuilding the strong lower body foundation that supports nearly every activity in daily life. The second exercise is one that almost every man over 50 should include in his daily routine: the glute bridge. It may seem simple, but don't underestimate what it can do. Your glute muscles are among the strongest in your entire body. They generate power when you walk, help you climb stairs, stabilize your pelvis, and protect your lower back every time you bend or lift. Unfortunately, after years of sitting, these muscles often become inactive, a problem many specialists refer to as glute inhibition. To perform the movement, lie comfortably on your back with both knees bent and your feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Rest your arms by your sides and gently tighten your abdominal muscles. Press through your heels, Squeeze your glutes and slowly lift your hips until your shoulders, hips, and knees form a straight line. Hold that position for 1 or 2 seconds before lowering yourself back down with complete control. Many people make the mistake of arching their lower back to lift higher. Don't focus on height. Instead, concentrate on feeling the contraction in your glute muscles. They should be doing the work, not your lower back or hamstrings. When these muscles become stronger, they help stabilize your spine, improve posture, and make everyday movements far more efficient. Standing up from a chair becomes easier, walking feels more powerful, climbing stairs requires less effort, and even your balance benefits because your hips are providing better support. Aim for 10 to 15 slow repetitions, resting briefly before completing another set if you're comfortable. Remember, quality always matters more than speed. Each controlled repetition is teaching your nervous system to activate muscles that may have been dormant for years. Over time, that renewed activation becomes one of the biggest contributors to moving with greater strength, stability, and confidence every single day. Now let's move to the third exercise, one that looks easy but challenges one of the most important systems in your body, the muscles that stabilize your spine. This movement is called the bird dog, and it's one of the safest and most effective exercises for improving core stability, posture, and coordination after 50. Begin on your hands and knees with your hands directly beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips. Before you move, gently tighten your abdominal muscles as though preparing for someone to lightly tap your stomach. Keeping your back flat, slowly extend your right arm forward while reaching your left leg straight behind you. Resist the urge to twist your hips or arch your lower back. Hold the position for a couple of seconds, then return to the starting position with control before repeating on the opposite side. Although the movement appears simple, it teaches your body something incredibly important: how to remain stable while your arms and legs are moving independently. Every step you take depends on this ability. When you walk, one arm naturally swings forward while the opposite leg moves ahead. If the deep muscles surrounding your spine are weak, your hips begin shifting excessively. Your lower back absorbs unnecessary stress, and your balance becomes less reliable. Imagine balancing a glass of water on the middle of your back. Your goal is to keep that imaginary glass perfectly still throughout the movement. Slow, controlled repetitions are far more effective than rushing through the exercise. Complete 8 to 10 repetitions on each side, focusing on quality instead of speed. Over time, you'll notice better posture, improved balance, greater control during everyday activities, and a stronger foundation for every movement your body performs. A truly strong core isn't measured by visible abdominal muscles. It's measured by how well it supports everything else you do. The fourth exercise is one that many men avoid at first because it immediately exposes differences in strength and balance between the two legs. That's exactly why it's so valuable. It's called the split squat hold, and it trains each leg to become stronger on its own instead of allowing the stronger side to do all the work. Stand with one foot comfortably in front of the other as though you've just taken a long step. Keep your front foot flat on the floor while your back heel remains lifted. Slowly bend both knees and lower your body straight down. Keep your chest upright, your shoulders relaxed, and your front knee pointing in the same direction as your toes. Stop before your back knee reaches the floor, then hold the position. If your balance feels uncertain, lightly hold a wall, countertop, or sturdy chair until you become more confident. This exercise is incredibly practical because life rarely asks both legs to work equally. Every time you climb stairs, step over a curb, get into a vehicle, or recover from a stumble, one leg temporarily supports most of your body weight. If one side is significantly weaker than the other, your hips, knees, and lower back often compensate, increasing the risk of discomfort and instability. The split squat hold strengthens your front thigh and glute while gently stretching the hip flexors of the back leg, muscles that often become tight after years of sitting. At the same time, it teaches your pelvis to remain stable while your legs work independently. Hold the position for 15 to 20 seconds on each side, gradually increasing to 30 or even 40 seconds as your strength improves. Don't be surprised if your legs begin to shake. That's not failure, It's your muscles and nervous system learning to work together more efficiently. Stay relaxed, keep breathing steadily, and remember that every second you hold this position is helping build stronger legs, better balance, and greater confidence for everyday life. The fifth and final exercise may look incredibly simple, but don't let that fool you. In fact, many strength coaches consider the farmer's carry one of the most practical movements you can perform after 50 because it teaches your entire body to work as one coordinated system instead of as separate muscles. Begin by standing tall while holding a moderately heavy object in each hand. This could be a pair of dumbbells, kettlebells, water containers, grocery bags, or any other safe objects that provide enough resistance to challenge you. Before taking a step, pull your shoulders gently back and down, keep your chest naturally lifted, and lightly tighten your abdominal muscles. Now walk forward at a slow, steady pace. Resist the temptation to lean to one side or let the weight swing. Every step should be smooth, controlled, and deliberate. Although it appears to be nothing more than walking with weight, this movement activates nearly every major muscle group in your body. Your hands strengthen their grip, your forearms and shoulders stabilize the load. Your core works continuously to keep your spine upright. Your hips prevent unnecessary side-to-side movement, while your legs provide the power to move you forward with confidence. Even your balance system becomes more efficient because it constantly adjusts your posture with every step you take. Carry the weights for 20 to 40 seconds, then rest before repeating for 2 or 3 rounds. Choose a weight that feels challenging, but still allows you to maintain excellent posture from beginning to end. Remember, the objective isn't to carry the heaviest load possible. It's to move well under resistance. When performed consistently, the farmer's carry improves grip strength, posture, balance, core stability, coordination, and overall functional strength. It's one of the closest exercises to real life because every day your body is designed to carry, stabilize, and move with confidence. Now that you've seen all 5 exercises, you may be wondering which one is the most important. The honest answer is that none of them stands alone. Each movement targets a different weakness that commonly develops after 50, but together they create something much more valuable, a body that moves as one coordinated system. Think about what happens every time you get out of bed, walk across a room, climb stairs, carry shopping bags, or bend down to pick something up. You're never using just one muscle. Your hips generate power, your core keeps your spine stable, your legs support your weight, your shoulders help maintain posture, and your grip secures whatever you're carrying. When one of these areas becomes weaker, the others immediately begin working harder to compensate. Over time, those compensations often lead to stiffness, fatigue, poor movement patterns, and a greater risk of injury. That's why these 5 exercises complement each other so well. The deep squat hold restores mobility. The glute bridge rebuilds hip power. The bird dog strengthens spinal stability and coordination. The split squat hold develops balance and single leg control. The farmer's carry ties everything together by teaching your entire body to stay strong while moving under load. The beauty of this routine is its simplicity. You don't need dozens of complicated exercises or hours in the gym. Spending 10 to 15 minutes each day performing these movements with proper technique is enough to send your body an important message that strength, balance, mobility, and coordination are still required. Your muscles will respond, your nervous system will adapt, your confidence will grow, and gradually, everyday tasks that once felt difficult can begin feeling easier again. That's exactly how lasting strength is built, not through intensity alone, but through consistent, intelligent movement repeated day after day. One of the biggest mistakes I see men make after 50 is believing they need to train the way they did in their 20s or 30s. They think harder always means better. They push through pain, lift more weight than they're ready for, or follow intense routines they find online. After a few days, they're sore, discouraged, or dealing with an injury that keeps them from exercising altogether. The reality is that your body becomes stronger through consistent, intelligent practice, not by exhausting itself. Muscles, joints, tendons, and the nervous system all need time to adapt. That's why these 5 foundational exercises are so effective. They improve the quality of your movement before demanding greater intensity. I encourage many of my patients to begin with just one round of each exercise. Focus on slow, controlled movements rather than rushing to finish. Pay attention to your breathing. Feel each muscle doing its job. As your confidence grows, you can gradually increase the holding times, repetitions, or the amount of weight you carry. Small improvements made week after week are far more valuable than one difficult workout followed by several days of inactivity. Remember, recovery is part of the training process. Aim for adequate sleep, stay well hydrated, eat enough protein to support your muscles, and allow your body time to recover between sessions. Those habits are just as important as the exercises themselves. Progress doesn't happen because you punish your body. It happens because you give it the right challenge at the right time, then allow it to adapt. That's how strength becomes lasting. When you train with patience instead of ego, your body rewards you with better mobility, greater stability, improved endurance, and the confidence to continue enjoying an active life for many years ahead. When people think about exercise after 50, they often picture bigger muscles or losing a few pounds. Those can certainly be worthwhile goals, but they're not the most important ones. The real purpose of staying strong is much more practical. It's about protecting your ability to live independently and confidently for as long as possible. Think about the moments that fill an ordinary day. Carrying groceries from the car, walking up a flight of stairs without stopping to catch your breath, picking up a grandchild, reaching something on a high shelf, standing up easily after kneeling in the garden. These activities may seem small, but together they define your quality of life. They determine whether you rely on your own strength or begin depending on someone else for everyday tasks. The encouraging news is that your body responds remarkably well when you continue asking it to move. Every squat teaches your hips to stay mobile. Every glute bridge reminds your largest muscles to generate force. Every bird dog strengthens the stabilizing muscles that protect your spine. Every split squat improves balance and confidence on one leg. Every farmer's carry prepares your body for the real-world demands of lifting, carrying, and moving safely. None of these exercises is about chasing perfection. They are about preserving the physical abilities that allow you to enjoy life on your own terms. Even if progress feels slow at first, don't underestimate what consistent effort can accomplish over the course of months and years. Your future independence isn't decided by one workout. It's shaped by the small decisions you make every day. Stay committed to these foundational movements, trust the process, and remember that every repetition is an investment in a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Gentlemen, as we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with one final thought. Growing older doesn't automatically mean becoming weaker. What truly determines how well you age is whether you continue giving your body a reason to stay strong. Every day, your muscles, joints, bones, and nervous system respond to the choices you make. If you stop challenging them, they gradually become less capable. But if you continue moving with purpose, they adapt in remarkable ways. The 5 exercises we've covered today aren't designed to turn you into a bodybuilder. They're designed to help you maintain the abilities that matter most: walking confidently, standing up with ease, carrying everyday objects, protecting your balance, supporting your posture, and remaining independent. These are the movements that make life easier, not just in the gym, but in your home, your community, and with the people you love. You don't need to spend hours exercising. Set aside just 10 to 15 minutes each day. Perform these movements with patience, good technique, and consistency. Over time, those small daily efforts add up to stronger muscles, healthier joints, better balance, improved coordination, and greater confidence in everything you do. Remember, strength after 50 isn't measured by the amount of weight you can lift. It's measured by your ability to continue living life on your own terms. The best time to rebuild that foundation is today. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another evidence-based health video from Dr. Leah. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 exercises will you start with this week? Thank you for watching. Stay active, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.